Welcome back, folks. I'm Roger Ramsey. I'm the Executive Chef Instructor of the Culinary Pathway at the Hardin School's Early College and Career Center. This is my dear friend Bobby Thompson, one of our co-teachers, and my sous chef for the day. Happy 4th of July. How about that, Independence Day? Today we're going to be doing a little grill out. We're going to make some burgers. Difference about ours, we're going to stuff it with some compound butter. We're going to grill some hot dogs. Different with ours, we're going to make a little mustard coleslaw to put on top of them. Mr. Bobby's going to make the coleslaw. He's going to put together some potato salad, and I'm going to put us together some baked beans. So let's get started. First thing we probably need to do is make this compound butter. Compound butter is nothing more than just a softened whole butter flavored up in some fashion. Since we're doing burgers, we're going to use a little dill and a little chives. Why do you think we'll use dill and chives, Mr. Bobby?
Because you like pickles.
Because you like pickles and onions on your burgers. Dill pickles get their flavor from dill. Chives are a cousin of onions, so there you go, mix those flavors. We're going to add a little lemon zest, probably a little lemon juice, just because it brightens up the flavors altogether. A little salt and pepper, and there we go. The handy thing about a compound butter, once you've mastered that technique, once you understand how easy it is to put together, it can replace a sauce on so many foods. Whether it's a steak, chicken, fish, or burgers, it's a way of adding moisture, a little richness, a little fattiness to whatever you put together. So let's get started on this compound butter. I've got about half a pound of softened whole butter. We're going to add our lemon. And again, just that little citrus from the lemon zest, and maybe use a little bit of the lemon juice. It's just bright, it's clean, it's refreshing. It's wonderful on a lot of different savory and sweet components. So, we need salt and pepper because you got to make it taste good. Otherwise, it's going to taste like butter. We decide we're going to use chives. If you have fresh chives, all the better. If you don't, use the dried like we do. We're going to use some dill. It's about a tablespoon or so of each, and maybe about a teaspoon, a little bit of garlic. So there we go. Salt and pepper. We've got our flavor components, which is dill and chives, a little bit of garlic. We've got our lemon just to clean it all up. It's just a matter of getting everything combined. Use the back of your knife, Mr. Bobby. I'll clean it off for you. We got a little bit of saran wrap. What we want to do is take our butter. It's kind of a soft and oozy mess right now. Put it on your plastic wrap. Use your knife again. I've got both sides dirty. Thank you, sir. That'll work. Use something with the straight edge on it. Something you can push a little bit with. Another cutting board if you have one handy. Happen to have this little file folder. And roll it into a log. Seal the ends. Put that in your refrigerator until it solidifies again, and you will get something that looks along the lines of that. It's bigger, but they're exactly the same. Now, our burgers, they're about 6 ounces, so what we did was make 2 3-ounce patties, flatten them out pretty good. After our butter had solidified, we cut quarters out of it, or coins, probably a tablespoon or so each, laid in the middle of the 2 patties, pressed them together, wrapped them in saran wrap, and let them set overnight. That should pull them back together so when we cook them, the butter will melt, but they won't fall apart. So let me get rid of this buttery mess, and we're gonna move right along. So we've got our burgers. Again, it's about 6 ounces, so it's 2 3-ounce patties with the butter in the middle. We compress them, wrap them, refrigerate them. We're fixing to put them on the grill, but just remember, a little salt. Now you've got 1 or 2 choices when you go on the grill. We'll carry this one on over. Remember, you got 1 or 2 choices when you put food on the grill. You can either oil the grill or you can oil the food, so let's lubricate the food. Now, it's gonna take 4 or 5 minutes. We're gonna turn it about 70, 80 degrees. Try to get some grill marks on it. Another 2 to 3 minutes, and we're gonna flip it over. If y'all want to go back and visit with Mr. Bobby, he's going to make the dressing for our hot dogs.
All right, we're going to do up some hot dogs, and normally we do these on the grill, and what we're going to do now is a mustard slaw that's just a little bit different, add a little bit of spice, add a little different texture to your regular hot dog. We're going to start off with a simple coleslaw mix. You can purchase this at the store, or you can make it. It's green cabbage, purple cabbage, and then some carrots that we've julienned up. It's a very simple mixture. The sauce or the dressing for that is very simple as well. It's equal parts mayonnaise, mustard, apple cider vinegar, and sugar, and then we add in a little bit of hot sauce, and then also some celery seed. Whisk that all together, and it actually comes out, for me it tastes a little more like honey mustard sauce. I do not like the sharpness of mustard, so this actually is something that I do like and I do eat. Simply just pour a little bit on, and you're gonna mix it together slowly, making sure that everything has gotten as much of the dressing as it can. And you don't wanna overdress your coleslaw. It'll make it soggy, lose some of its crispness. And this will brighten up and bring a different taste and texture to your normal hot dog. We're now going to move on, and we're going to do a lemon dill potato salad, And everybody likes when you do a cookout to have potato salad. We do one here. You can use leftover potatoes, or you can do any type of potatoes. The ones that we use, we actually have a medley of red and gold potatoes. They're miniature, makes it easier. When we cook them, what we do with these petite potatoes, we only cut them in half. And yes, that's a bite size if you have a big mouth like I do. But what we'll do is after we boil them, we get them to a point where they are mostly cooked, we'll take them out, take them off of the heat, and then I cut them one more time to make it a little bit more of a true bite size amount. So after you've boiled your potatoes and let them cool, get them into bite-sized pieces, the next thing we did was we actually hard-boiled some eggs in simple water, let it come to a boil, then turned it to a simmer about 10 to 12 minutes, took them off, let them cool again, and then peeled them, and then chopped them, and I do a fine chop on the eggs. Also, we added into it, there was a little bit of mustard, there was some sour cream, there's lemon juice, some fresh dill that we just had, and then salt and pepper, and mix it all together. We let this sit overnight. It hardened up just a little bit, but this completes our lemon dill potato salad.
Folks, we've also put together some baked beans. I'm just going to run through it real quick, some of the components. We use this, the recipe calls for canned pork and beans. We use Great Northern beans. They don't have that tomato sauce in them. We added our own flavors that we wanted. It's got some bell pepper, some onion, brown sugar. It's got a little bit of apple cider vinegar, honey. So there's 2 different sweeteners, 1 acid, a little bit of ground mustard. Adds that spiciness to it, and a little bit of ketchup. What I want to talk about is green pepper real quick. A lot of folks don't understand how to cut a green pepper, so we're going to run through it real quick. I always called it filleting, so it's just a matter of whacking the sides off around the core. Now, the seed pod, you don't want none of that. It's not good eats. The white membranes, the ribs, you need to pull those out. They have a little bit of bitterness to them, not good eats. Okay, and then once you've got them cleaned up, you've got the filleted pepper, you've got it cleaned up, the membranes out, it's just a matter of cutting it down into sticks. When you get your sticks, turn them sideways, and cut it down into a dice. Easy peasy. So, and that's how you break down a bell pepper. There's not much to it. A lot of folks will cut the top and the bottom off. Do what you want. This seems to be the most efficient, the way to get the most out of the pepper. The way the beans come together, we start off with a little bit of bacon, rendered the bacon down, cooked our potatoes, that was silly. Cooked our onions and our peppers together in that bacon fat. The rest of the components go in. For the sauce, that's the ketchup, the mustard, the brown sugar, the honey, and the vinegar. Bring it to smooth and add the beans in. Bring it up to a simmer, move it over to an oven-proof pan, then take that bacon and lay a little bacon across the top of it. Finish it off in the oven and butter beans, baked beans. Check on burgers. I've turned the fire down under the burgers. If you're at the house, you're on a charcoal grill, you just move the burgers a little farther away from the heat. Let them finish up. What you see the fire right now is where the fat from the burger and the butter is dripped down until the drip pan is burned off. On the other side, we've got our dogs. Get a good dog to begin with. If you've got a brand that you particularly like, some has a little snap, some has good spice. I'm not plugging one brand or another. These happen to be Nathan's. But cook them over the low fire. Some folks like black dogs. I'm not one of them. Not breeding. I've got a little black pup, but that's a whole other matter. But cook them low and slow. You want to melt all the fat inside, crisp up the skin, and we'll go from there. All right, folks, through the magic of television, and actually because I started them yesterday, these are our finished beans. So they're not, I'm sorry, we've got the bacon across the top, indicates they're baked beans. They should have just a little bit of sauce. They're going to be fairly tangy, a little sweet, a little bit of spice from the mustard, and I think they're going to pair real well with our burgers and dogs. All right, folks, well, let's make our plate. Our hot dogs, whatever brand you choose, whatever you got. I like Nathan's. You don't have to. Nathan's doesn't pay me to cook their dogs. We're going to dress a little bit of our mustard slaw. Now, you can put pickles on there, you can put ketchup, you can put mustard, whatever you like. Then we've got our burger. Now, I'm going to tell you, Serve Safe says you have to cook ground meats to 155 degrees internal temperature. I'll say it again. Serve Safe says you have to cook ground meats to internal temperature 155 degrees. Unless you're cooking at home, and well, then it's up to you. So, we've got our stuffed burger, a little bit of lettuce, set that burger on top, put a little grill mark on the bun just because it's cool. We've got some tomato. You can use pickles, you can use ketchup, you can use mustard, mayonnaise, whatever you'd like. There's a big old fat burger for you. And then we need some of this potato salad. Lemon brightens everything up. Love it. Potato salad included. So there's a little potato salad. And we've got our beans. We'll set a little right there on the side. And folks, there you go, Americana on a plate. So I wish you all the best. Happy Independence Day. Have any questions, need the recipe, look us up, EC3.catering or hardin.kyschools.us. And there you are. Happy 4th of July, folks. See you next time.